أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today we will talk about how a meaningful Hajj reminds us of death and the Day of Judgment. In the ayah I just read to you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually started Surah Al-Hajj with an ayah reminding us of the final hour. Hajj is a very powerful reminder of death and the Day of Judgment. The men actually wear the ihram, which looks very similar to coffins. Even on the day of Arafah, all the pilgrims gather on the same piece of land where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather us all on the Day of Judgment. It's as if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has designed an annual rehearsal for the Day of Judgment. I know that talking about death and the Day of Judgment may be scary and depressing for some of you, but let's face it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keeps reminding us of these two things in the Quran over and over again for a reason. Death and the Day of Judgment are the most forgotten and the most avoided topics in our gatherings today. We usually like to change the topic when someone brings it up in a gathering. Whereas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeatedly reminds us of death and the Day of Judgment over and over again to emphasize that remembering these two things will help us stay on the right track and will also save us from the deceptions of shaitan. So let us take the advantage of these blessed days. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us all for all our shortcomings. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us an honorable death struggling in His path. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save us from the punishments of the grave and grant us the highest levels of Jannah. Ameen. Wishing you a meaningful Hajj this year. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.